Ever locked yourself in the bathroom just to get a few moments to yourself? Or stayed up way too late just because it's finally quiet? We all crave a little space that's just ours, where no one interrupts, no one needs anything, and we can finally just be. But maybe it's not just quiet we're craving. Maybe it's space to actually say what's been sitting inside. And what if there's a better space waiting? One that's not in your bathroom or your car, but online. A space where you get to say exactly what you want, the way you want, and no one talks over you. Yes, I didn't expect it to be YouTube either, but here we are. Hi, I'm Tracy, and I help you get online. I started this channel with a strategy to help people change their business with digital marketing and grow online. But what I didn't expect was how much it would change me. Not just the content, not the goals, but the way I show up on camera and off. Posting videos online, like actually talking out loud on camera, has done more for my confidence than any book or podcast ever did. Not because I'm trying to be an influencer or whatever, but because I have, for the first time really, a space that's mine. No interruptions, no sideways looks for something I said, no one telling me how I should sound, just me saying what I think or know and realizing, wow, I still got things to say. You know that feeling when you're talking and someone cuts you off mid-sentence? Or they kind of nod, but clearly, no, they're not even listening. Or what happened to me, I once said something in a meeting that got ignored, and then 10 minutes later, someone else repeated it, and suddenly it was this brilliant idea. Well, those things kind of chip away at you. You start editing yourself before you even speak because half the time you don't even get to finish your sentence. I grew up in a time when the roles were just narrower. If you were gay, you didn't talk about it, at least not openly. If you spoke a different language, God forbid you spoke it outside your family home. And if you were a woman, you were expected to be supportive, not powerful. Now, thank you. Things have changed a lot. But sometimes that just a girl don't take up too much space mindset still lingers. I still hear it in my head sometimes before I even open my mouth. So for me, hitting record kind of broke that habit because suddenly I wasn't waiting for someone to listen. I was listening to myself, not waiting for external validation, all internal, baby, all me, validating me. And so something shifted. What surprised me most is this kind of becomes addicting, not in a dopamine hit scroll for hours kind of way, in a finally breathing again kind of way. You say your opinion or one thought you've kept to yourself, and then you want to say another and another. Because suddenly you're not overthinking everything. You're just saying what you think. You stop tiptoeing around everything. Even outside the camera, your confidence starts showing up outside the videos, in conversations, in how you carry yourself. You stop shrinking without even realizing it. It's wild. You start changing and you just can't help it. Now, I have to be honest, the first time a friend told me they watched my channel, I almost vomited. Not because it was bad, but because it felt too real. Like they'd seen a version of me I hadn't shown in real life yet. I don't know why. It just felt weird. It felt like they read my teenage diary out loud in front of my high school classroom. That's that feeling. Ugh. That much honesty. It just feels too much at first. But I just had to deal with it. It was whatever. It was out there now. You know what? That's okay. It It pushed me out of my comfort zone. It made me stop hiding. And that was actually the win. Now, is everyone going to get this? No. Some people might say something rude in your comments. Like I got this one that said, "She talks too much." And I'm like, you're literally watching a talking head video. What do you expect? But you know what? Not going to hate. If it's not for them, that's okay. They can always leave. When I started my channel, it was strictly about digital marketing. I had a clear plan, topics, goals, the why. But what I didn't expect was how personal it would become. It didn't feel like content anymore. It felt like something I needed, like reflection, like remembering. I started speaking to an audience, but I ended up reconnecting with the inner me. And this is not in some big life-changing way, just remembering what my own voice sounded like, unfiltered, unrushed. And that shift changed everything. It also allowed me to really get my thoughts clear, start to articulate them better, start to present them in a way that gave me more confidence, that made me feel better. So yes, this started with strategy, but the real growth wasn't in the plan. It was in the side effects. More confidence. More clarity, less shrinking, more space to be me. I did not know that recording videos would affect how I speak up in real life, how I carry myself, or how much I stop apologizing for taking up space. Whether 1 or 100 watch, I don't care. The fact that it's saved, that's my legacy. You know what? If I ever have grandkids and they want to see what Nana's like, they can look these up. So if you're wondering, is it worth it? I don't know. Just think, you don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to be ready. You just have to make a video so it exists. And we keep thinking we have to get ready without realizing that when we do these videos, when we record these videos, that's what gets us ready. It creates your own digital sanctuary. Just think of that, your own digital sanctuary where it's all you. And I'm not trying to get all preachy here, but I just know that this can change you in such a good way. And you don't have to use these platforms in the way they're dictated to you. And you don't have to do everything the way everyone is doing it. These tools are there for you to make the most of them. And to me, it's an exciting time where we get to do things like this and have fun with it. So let me ask you, what's one thing you wish you had more space to say it in? Drop it in the comments because I like to read them. And because it turns out the scariest part is also the most freeing. So if this video works for you and you want more content, watch my next video because I'm going to tell you how to set up a YouTube channel. And thank you for watching.